What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Think About It. I'm your host, Dan the Human. With me, as always, Evie the Deer. You're a very pretty deer. Today on Think About It, we're talking about sin. Think about it. Think about it. What? What was that? Sin? Is that God knocking on the door? So I went to these different sermons every Sunday for a few months, several years ago now, in some Christian church around here in East Texas. And they were always giving sermons on these sins, specifically lust and greed and pride and envy, some of the other ones. But after a while, they start repeating them, and it's always the same kind of stuff. Anybody that goes to church knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I started realizing, where the hell's gluttony? And I look around the congregation, and I'm like, every single one of you people is overweight. I mean, and I don't mean a little bit overweight. I got a belly. But, these people are obese. Every single one of them. Every one of them is extremely overweight because of gluttony. East Texas, specifically this county, is the overweight capital of the world. No kidding. No SHIT, people. Check it out. And this is how I came up with that. First of all, the United States is the most overweight country in the world. Texas is the most overweight state in the United States. This county, I don't want to say what county it is, but this county is the most overweight county in Texas. So this, where I live currently, where the capital is located, is the most overweight in the world. And everyone in this church shows it. And yet, none of these pastors do even one sermon on gluttony here. All these people are overeating. And you know what I was told by the pastor when I brought it to his attention? That he didn't want to offend anyone. And this isn't an isolated instance. Almost all churches don't give sermons on gluttony, so as not to offend any of their tithe loafers. Not sure if that's a real term, or I just made it up. But okay, you're giving sermons on meth and coke epidemic, about sleeping with people's wives, but diabetes, which has killed hundreds of times, maybe thousands of times more people in the last 100 years than cocaine and heroin and meth ever did. Then I was told by this pastor that there are certain diseases that cause obesity. First off, there are no diseases in recorded history of humans that cause obesity. And before I get a bunch of negative comments and people trying to educate me in how diseases work, saying there are certain diseases and medications that cause you to eat more, some meds and conditions make you put on water weight, but none make you pick up food and put it into your face hole and swallow. There's not a medication or a condition that does that. There's not a medication that takes your hand, grab a piece of pie, and force it down your throat and swallow. Nothing that does that. And the pastor actually told me this. So I asked the pastor, which one of these conditions? I mean, I like to consider myself an educated guy. Tell me, which one of these diseases? He said he'd get back to me, which he did after quite some time of me constantly asking him over and over and over again. He finally told me that diabetes makes you gain weight. Okay, I said, and do you know how one contracts diabetes? Overeating, gluttony. Do a sermon on it, for Christ's sakes. Literally. Again, as always, do not believe anything you're told. There's an epidemic in this country, and it's called overeating. It's called gluttony. It's called obesity. Think for yourself and question everything. Help us stop sending enslavement by hitting the like and subscription buttons below. Give us a thumbs up if you want to see more of our videos and get our alerts. Think about it, people. That's all I'm asking. Think.